5 million TNT. That's how many it took to completely bomb out the Nether on the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft. For over 90 days, a secret project has been taking place to make it harder for new players to escape the wasteland. Codenamed Operation Secret Void, a dedicated group has been removing almost every single block in a large radius around 2b2t's Nether spawn. They've used massive amounts of explosives to turn the entire area into a void of chaos, going from the Nether ceiling all the way down to lava and in some places the bedrock floor. If you somehow manage to get past the portal traps, the only means of escape is a set of narrow obsidian bridges which are patrolled by PvPers. It's now more dangerous to travel here than any other time in the past 10 years. So who is responsible for this project, and why would they do this in the first place? Well, this massive undertaking is just a stepping stone towards a much larger goal that's been hidden from the public. Today we'll discuss the history of Operation Secret Void on 2b2t, explaining the methods of destruction that were utilized, how the entire project was almost sabotaged, and we'll even attempt an escape of our own to see how effective the Secret Void really is. Now, believe it or not, a large portion of my viewers aren't actually subscribed, so if you consider hitting that button, as always, I greatly appreciate it. Now then, let's begin. It all started a few months ago. One of the largest groups on the server, the Incursion, was planning to start their next major operation. For years, they were behind some of the most ambitious projects in the server's history. For example, they turned the center of the world into a giant ocean, created a massive lava wall surrounding 0, built a giant obsidian sky to cover the spawn region in total darkness, and the list goes on. All of these projects had one thing in common. Their purpose was to stop new players from escaping spawn and make it harder for them to survive. It sounds harsh, but this is a tradition that goes back over 10 years on the server and has always been part of the culture. The Incursion noticed that the overworld was filled with a lot of these hazards, but the Nether had become surprisingly tame. It was still too easy for a newcomer to just hop onto a highway and walk to eventual safety. It also didn't help that a collective known as the Nether Roof Freedom Group had previously flattened a large portion of the Nether ceiling, which made it easier to travel. The Incursion knew that they had to undo this progress and uphold the tradition of keeping the Nether an absolute wasteland. So they began planning their first major project in the fiery dimension. They would destroy every piece of netherrack in a 2,000 block radius of 0. They would also destroy some of the obsidian ring roads and force players onto the major highways. This would make travelers easy targets for Incursion PvPers. It was an excellent plan, but they quickly realized just how much work would be needed for all solid blocks to be eliminated. In early March, the Incursion put out a call to its members, asking for assistance on the project and explaining the details of how their goal would be accomplished. After rallying a significant amount of volunteers, the project formally began on March 20th, 2021. A grid was created where members could be assigned to different sections of the Nether in order to bomb them. The only materials needed were redstone blocks and TNT. After long lines of TNT were placed and detonated, rows of redstone blocks were then placed on the top layer. This allowed members to continuously place TNT and have it explode automatically. If someone ran out of explosives, stashes were posted so that volunteers could take more materials and continue working. As the weeks went by, steady progress was being made. In addition to the bombings, some members were instructed to begin destroying any obsidian roads that were not part of the 8 main highways. This was to make it even harder for new players to escape. The reason there were so many of these random roads around spawn was because of a group known as the Highway Workers Union. In order to rise through the ranks of the union, members had to post proof that they were actively constructing highways, so many chose to create ring roads around Nether spawn at random coordinates, such as 120 blocks away, 600, 420, etc., just random locations for the roads to be. The Incursion worked hard to make sure these random rings were eliminated, forcing new players onto the narrow bridges instead. Everything seemed to be going well, but of course, this is 2b2t, and as expected, there was a sabotage attempt. While the incursion was hard at work with the bombings, the main stash of materials used for Secret Void was actually found by 2 random players. All of their TNT, redstone, and other materials were at risk of being stolen or destroyed. Members quickly went back to the stash and chased down the trespassers until they were either killed or logged out. Once the thieves were taken care of, the group began packing up and moving as many materials as they could. If the main stash was destroyed, it would halt almost all progress on the bombings. The materials were taken and scattered in different areas of the overworld so that a random visitor could not put the project in jeopardy again. In early May, 60 days after the project was started, the bombing portion of the operation was complete, which started the final phase. The random floating blocks left over were slowly removed. The 8 main obsidian highways were narrowed down so that there was even less room to move around. With the exception of the trapped ones at 0-0, every nether portal in a 2,000 block radius was removed so that there was no easy way to escape back to the overworld. Near the end of June, the project officially concluded, with the incursion being proud that they once again had changed the physical landscape of the server. But hold on, the most important question is, does the Secret Void actually work at stopping new players from escaping spawn? To find out, I'm going to attempt an escape on a fresh alt account and put this massive void to the test. If I am not executed, I will be highly disappointed. So, let's get on the actual server and do our best to survive. Alright, we're in. I'm on my alt account right now. It's got no items on it other than what's in my e-chest, so it's just like being a brand new player. Now, we are at overworld spawn right now, so if we go through this portal here, it should lead us to 0-0 in the Nether. So this will be the perfect way for us to truly test Secret Void and see if it's actually more challenging to escape. And we are stuck in a portal trap. I mean, I was expecting this. This is pretty well maintained by the incursion, so of course we're gonna get stuck in this. Looking around in free cam, it's clear that all these portals ensure that no matter what overworld portal we take, we will end up in one of these. Let's try to escape the old-fashioned way. Huh? Wait, what? Hold on, we're back in the overworld right now. That's weird. It must be some kind of plugin where if you're stuck in a nether portal too long, it just sends you back. Considering the alternative is drowning in the spawn ocean, let's try again. Let's try to mine through the obsidian this time and see— oh wait, hold on, there's some players approaching. Oh, look at that, they mean business. Man, they weren't joking when they said that this is one of the most dangerous times to be at nether spawn. Wow. Oh yeah, look at all those totems popping. Yeah, I would not want to be that guy right now. Oh, it's just as I thought. We actually can't mine fast enough before it sends us back automatically, so I've got a better idea. Once I perform this little, swan dive, we're going to go into my e-chest and we'll grab a pickaxe to give ourselves a little bit of an advantage. Now, obviously, a new player is not going to have access to a diamond pickaxe like this, but it'll be a great way for us to test the defenses and see if they're actually any good once you get past the portal traps. Alright, the coast seems pretty clear, so let's mine out. Oh yeah, so much easier when you got one of these bad boys. Alright, there is some player activity, so let's be really careful. I'm gonna put my goods away real quick, but it looks like there's some AFK PvPers just chilling here. I mean, I guess if you're almost inside the ceiling, that's a pretty safe place to AFK, especially in this crazy place. Alright, so far I'm not seeing anyone coming after us, so it's a good time for us to hop on one of the 4 highways. Now, as I mentioned, all of the ring roads have been destroyed, so we have to stay on this one road in order to get out of spawn successfully. That is a long way down. No wonder they called it Secret Void. So it's definitely clear that they've removed most of the usable blocks for escape, so we really have to stay on this highway and just hope that we don't run into any trouble. Wait, I hear a firework. Oh no! Oh, it's the boss man himself. We're done for. Oh yeah, that head nod tells us exactly what we need to know. Here it comes. Well, we tried our best, but we must accept the inevitable. Well, I guess in this case, a clown took us down. Let's give it one more try. I'm feeling at least one more attempt Oh, we're on the nether floor instead of the ceiling. Okay, we might have a better chance of escaping, but traditionally in the past, if you're on the floor of the nether, there's no easy way out unless you have building blocks already. Yeah, good luck finding parkour like this on Hypixel. It's a dead end, and the only thing of note over here is actually a hole into the void. Now, the bedrock replacement plugin must not be active right now if this hole still exists. I mean, if we go on free cam, oh yeah, you can see everything underneath. That's crazy. By jumping into this void hole right here, I am throwing in the towel. I admit defeat. It's clear that Secret Void is actually working to stop new players from escaping the Nether. So, what exactly is their plan? Well, apparently the 5th major project was the final one under the Infinity Incursion banner. After this, they intend to reform the group as something called Infinity Incorporated and expand their influence with a building division and a PvP division. So by using all of these projects to make it harder for people to escape, it's clear that the group is vying for more control of the server, and so far, they seem to be doing a good job. But after igniting 5 million TNT, they've made the Nether almost impossible to escape without gear or assistance of some kind. The question now is what happens next? Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed today's video. Also follow my socials, so take it easy FitFam and stay away from the Nether.